How's it going, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Ask Your Electrician, and today we're going to be answering an often asked question, and that is the wiring in my home safe? So, as usual, before we get started on these, we like to give a little bit of a history of things. Up until the late 1880s, a lot of people, especially here in Topeka, know that we used to light our houses with gas. We'd pipe in natural gas, and we'd have lamps and lanterns around the house. There'd be a little element in there you light. It worked great for us until the mid 1880s. Edison invented the light bulb, of course, and he started started lighting Lower Manhattan in New York. And it wasn't until the early 1900s, into the 1920s, that most of us here in the Midwest started getting electrified homes. So in that time, they started wiring with what's called knob and tube. A lot of people are familiar with this. It's still in lots of homes in our area. It's still legal if you have it in your house. It's not illegal. The things to know about it are, it has very brittle insulation, mostly due to the age of the heat in your attic. It can crack off. You can see this one's cracked off a little bit. It's not legal to insulate over them. So if it's in your attic, don't have it insulated. Remove the insulation you have. That actually starts messing it up. They just don't want it touched. That's the idea with that. They moved on after that in the 30s or so to what's called BX cable. It's an armored cable. They were trying to solve the problem with the insulation. This isn't BX. It's close. This is MC cable, but it's the same idea. It's an armored cable trying to solve that issue of the insulation. They knew that wasn't a great solution, so they moved on in the 1950s to cloth wiring. A lot of you have seen this in your house. It's the first introduction of an insulated line with the insulated wires inside. Well, this worked pretty well, but in the 1960s, they came out with the first grounded wire. That's the main problem with those other two, is they're just not grounded. So when they first came out with the first grounded branch circuitry in your home, they didn't make the ground as large as the conductor wire, so that became an issue. This is actually no longer legal as far as grounding wise. So in the late 60s, early 70s, we have what you see today as the yellow Romex wire. They have fixed that problem. All three conductors are the same size. It's properly grounded. And that's what you'd be looking for. They weren't always yellow when they came out. This is just a manufacturer's way of identifying what size it is. But this is, if you have this, you know should be grounded in your home. So back to the main question of which one of these, or is my home safe depending on which wiring I have. Really, we wanted to ask the question, is your home grounded? That's the main safety feature we're talking about, because when we have something like an arc fault and needs somewhere to go, this ground is where it needs to go. So if you don't have it in one of these old ways, there's certain ways, an arc fault or GFI dual function breaker, you could put them in your panel. If your panel is new enough to accept them, that's one way to put the most protection on those old ungrounded circuits. Or if you have a little $5 tester you can go out and buy from any big box store, you can plug it in. Obviously, if you have a 2-wire plug, you already know it's not grounded, because that's what that third prong is for. So if you've got 3-wire and you're not sure, buy one of these, plug it in. It'll tell you on the readout whether it's grounded or not. If you're not sure, just call your licensed electrician. We just want to make sure you have a grounded system and get you as close as we can to up to code. Hey, if you guys have any comments that you'd like, or any questions about any of this stuff, please leave it down in the comments. Get a hold of us. We'd be happy to answer any questions you have, or if you have any topics that you'd like to talk about, let us know. We're always looking for more stuff that can be more helpful. Please like and subscribe so we can share and get this stuff out to more people and help as many as we can and add value. So have a good day, guys. Thank you.